Hi and welcome to VEDA Day 14. Today I'm going to be going through my very favorite movies. Now this is a very difficult list to work through, but I'm going to try to do it today. I feel like if someone asks me my very favorite movies, they get a very mixed response. Some people like newer things, some people like older things, some people like certain styles better than others. I love so many different genres of movies. However, the ones that I like the most, obviously, maybe because I'm a girl, but I like the ones that get at my heart a little bit. The ones that make you just feel good. I'm also very interested in the human condition. I feel like it's very fascinating seeing trials that people go through and how they come out on the other end. And so let's just go through this movie list. It's in not any particular order. These are just the first ones that came to my mind. First of all, While You Were Sleeping. I could watch this movie once and then probably about 30 minutes later I could start it over again and watch it again. I first saw it when it came out, and there's little pieces in this movie that are quotable, that I can bring up with other people who love the movie and they know exactly what I'm talking about. And it's just a fun, clean, feel-good movie. And for some reason, I a lot of times tend to gravitate toward those mid-90s movies when romantic comedies were romantic comedies. Now they're kind of trashy, and it seems like they were a lot better then. Now we're throwing it way back to the 50s in White Christmas. I could watch this year-round. I watch it in the middle of June. I watch it in December. I watch it really anytime, and I'm fascinated with so much of it. The music, the dancing, the style. I've said for years I wish I could go back and live in the 50s and 60s. Just the style was so amazing. I love the furniture. I love the clothing. I love how in White Christmas people go to a club, and it's where people are dressed nicely. The men are in tuxes, or at least in suits. The women are in pretty dresses, and yes, they're smoking, whatever, but they're there to have a good time and enjoy themselves, but the club is something completely different now. Again, throwing it back to the 50s, we have Sabrina, and I think for the same reason I like this. I love the background music that's in it. It's not a musical, but we're talking Audrey Hepburn, Humphrey Bogart. And again, this is another movie I could watch over and over, and I have parts of it memorized. And it's just such a simple show, and I can watch it while I'm sewing or doing something. If I miss a little dialogue, it's okay. But again, I just love how people dressed back then and how simple life seemed to be. I don't know if it was, it just seems that way. Of course, The Sound of Music. That was probably one of the first movies I ever loved and could watch all the way through as a child. And getting through The Sound of Music, it's like 3 hours, I think, or maybe 2.5, I don't know. It's a long movie, and I love it. Just the scenery. I've always been interested in World War II, and that's kind of, playing on the history of it. And tonight, actually, I'm DVRing it right now, or it's almost on. Julie Andrews' Dateline or 2020 or something like that about it. I'm so fascinated with it. I love Julie Andrews. Julie Andrews is one of those people that I would invite to my imaginary dinner. If I were to invite 5 people to dinner, she would definitely be on that list. I feel like if I met her, I'd be like, I can die now. Forrest Gump is next on my list, and I don't think I saw this movie until I was an adult. It came out when I was I think when I was a teenager, and that's, again, kind of like what I mentioned earlier. I love to see someone's life, and I know it's not a true story, but you kind of get to the end and you think, it totally could be someone's story. And I look at all the things that this fictional person did. He fought in a war, he met a president, he started a $1 million shrimp company on a shrimp boat with his buddy, he played college football, he ran across the country, he did all of these amazing things, played table tennis. I mean, He did all of these things, and just because he wanted to. He just set out, he wanted to do something, and he did it. And Forrest Gump was special, and I kind of look at it as like, well, he could do all these things, you know, what am I going to do with my life? And I can definitely say that a movie like that, no matter what you think about it, you can look at it and I think be really impressed with what even this fictional character did and be inspired to do something different that day. Another throwback to the 90s romantic comedy is Sleepless in Seattle. I love this movie. Again, a very quotable movie. Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks are just so perfect together. Even though they spend just moments together in the entire film, you feel kind of the pull of both of their emotions. I feel like they're very relatable characters in the movie, and I don't really need to say much more. I just love how this movie starts and how it ends, and how everything in the middle kind of makes the beginning and the ending come together. And probably the first movie that I ever truly loved and watched hundreds of times was Annie. And my grandpa, who recently passed away, he was one of the first people I knew that had a VCR and also a camcorder. And he would videotape movies off of TV for us. So we would go over there to my grandparents' house. They lived in town, so we went over there a lot. We would go over to their house, and one of the first things we ever wanted to do when we got in the door was of course play, but we would want to watch Annie. And Papa taped that off of TV, commercials and all. I loved that movie so much. It came out not long after I was born, I think. And so the singing, the dancing, I feel like that movie and maybe a couple others like Sound of Music and Mary Poppins really got me into musicals, because I would say hands down the musical is my favorite, absolute favorite genre of movies. I like other ones, but it always comes back to the musical. I'm very critical of musicals. I'm a bit of a musical snob. If it's not cast very well, I'm a little picky on that kind of thing. But Annie is perfection, with Albert Finney as Daddy Warbucks and Carol Burnett. Best Miss Hannigan ever. I don't care what anybody says. There will never be a Miss Hannigan like Carol Burnett played. So I would say that those are my favorite movies. When I wrote down a list, let's see, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 on this list. And I mean, I can think of lots more that come to my mind, but these are the best ones right here. The ones that I can seriously watch over and over and never get tired of them. So do you have any favorite movies? Are any of these some of yours? If so, please leave a comment below. Be sure to like this, give me a thumbs up, and of course subscribe if you would like to see every day this month doing a video. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.